my selection on my Thomas and Friends movies. And yes, this is a live stream, but I don't think it will take that long. I don't think you guys can give me any comments. Yeah. If I get a bunch, if I get Big World, Big Avengers and all that, maybe next year, then I will. Yeah. So, let's get on with it. So here's the first one, and it's Thomas and the Magic Road. Yeah, it is the very first Tommy, and I actually kind of like this movie. The critics say that they hate it. Well, I don't agree with them. Good movie. It stars Peter Fonda, Mara Wilson, and Alec Baldwin. Yeah. So here's the front, the spine, which looks very nice, and the back. I'm not bothered to read the special features because it'll take a while. Oh, we have one person watching. Okay. And here's the disc, which looks cool and awesome. Here's the next one, and it's Calling All Engines. Yes, I know people hate this movie, and I kind of agree with them. This movie kind of sucks. It's not as bad as Misty Island Rescue. I'll get to that later. Yeah. This is the first Thomas and Friends special. And the second Thomas and Friends movie to be released. Now, I don't think this was the cinema movie. This was the first and only Thomas and Friends movie until The Adventure Begins, not to be released in the cinemas. Yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. I actually have another copy of it, which I'm not bothered going to show you it. I got the other one because the other one was scratched. I can't remember which one it was. Anyways, here's the disc, which looks nice. Here's the next one, and it's Hello SpongeBob Fan Productions is back. Welcome to the stream. Yep. So here's the next one, and it's Thomas and Friends: The Great Discovery. What is your worst show ever? Well, I have to say I hate Barney, Dora, Caillou, the Wiggles, and yeah. Hi, Thomas and Gumbo fan 109. Welcome to the stream. Anyways, this was the second Thomas and Friends special and the third Thomas and Friends movie. And it's the final Thomas and Friends movie to be made in the models. Narrated by Pierce Brosnan. And you guys might know Pierce Brosnan. He's from Mamma Mia and James Bond. He's from the Mamma Mia franchise and the Johnny. No, not Johnny. English. No, James Bond. He narrated this, and he was meant to narrate 4 more movies. So that means he would have to narrate this movie until from season 16. We have 4 people watching. Sorry I missed your comment. SpongeBob Fan Productions is back. And he says, what's your favorite Thomas and Friends episode ever? I have a lot of favorites. but I'll have to pick one. I'll have to go with Thomas Goes to Breakfast and Buzz Buzz. Yeah. And it introduces to Stanley, who is still present to this day. So I really hope they make an episode of Stanley again in the future. He hasn't had an episode for a very long time. The last time he had an episode, it was from season 12, I think. Anyways, here's the front with a nice case and the spine. Thomas and Gumball fan 19. What's your favorite Thomas and Friends movie? It's you're gonna see later. And anyways, the back. Yeah. And here's the disc. I think I have this DVD for 10 years now. I'm not exactly sure. Was it actually October? I don't know. So those were the models. Now we're gonna go for the CGI ones. Because the CGI has more movies than the models. And here's this one. Hero of the Rails. Which is the first CGI Thomas and Friends movie. And it's the fourth Thomas and Friends movie in the franchise. And it's the third special. And it's the first movie to feature Spencer and Hero and Victor. Yeah. Which is very nice and very cool. All new animation. Yeah. So, here's the front of it. And the spine. And the back. Meet. And here's the new characters. Meet new friends. Hero, Victor, and Kevin. Which Victor and Kevin are still used to this day. And some reason, Hero moved to the mainland. I don't know why. And here's the disc. Maybe Hero will appear again in the future. You guys won't know. You guys will never know. He might, or he might not. And here's the one, which is one of the worst Thomas and Friends movies in my opinion. And it's Misty Island Rescue. Oh, I'm sorry. More like Misty Island Fuck. Or Misty Island Bullcrap. I'm trying to stop swearing on my channel. I'll make it as a family-friendly channel. I'll call it Misty Island Poop Crap. This is one of the worst Thomas and Friends movies in my opinion. It's because of Bash Dash and Ferdinand, which I can't stand. And I'm glad that they never appeared again after season 16. Well, they did make cameos in season 17 and 18, but they got rid of them. Hope they don't return again anytime soon. The only character from this movie who still appears is Captain, which Captain is the only new character in this movie who isn't annoying. Yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back. And the disc. Yeah. Here's the next one, and it's Thomas and Friends Day of the Diesels. Now this movie is way better than Misty Island Rescue. Yeah, at least it's better than it. At least it's better. I'm not saying it's a good one, but it's alright. It had enjoyable new characters like Den, Dora, Belle, and Flynn. Even though we never heard Paxton, Sydney, and Norman speaking. We hadn't heard Paxton speaking until Blue Mountain and Mystery, which was a year after this movie was made. And we never heard Norman or Sydney speak until season 13, which was like 2 years after this movie. Yes. This is the last movie to have Diesel 10. Yeah, here's the front, which I think it's very nice. The spine and the back. Yeah. And the disc. Yeah, this is it's a good movie. I'm not saying it's good, but yeah. Now we're gonna go to the other good ones because yeah, and it's Blue Mountain Mystery. Some fans may not like it. Well, I like it. I know Toyer Toys YT doesn't like this movie because of the scene where the narrow gauge engines run away from Thomas. Well, I do agree, but yeah, and some people don't like this movie because Gordon never had a line of dialogue. But that doesn't matter. Toby never spoke in Calling All Engines and The Great Race, so you don't have to worry about that. At least this is the only Thomas and Friends movie so far where Gordon never spoke. Well, I guess he's gonna speak in every single one of them. Yeah. I like the new characters in this movie. It's good. So, yeah. It's the front, spine, and the back. Well, I like Owen and Winston, but Merrick and Owen, they're alright. They're not good, but they're fine. And here's the disc. And it was nice to see the narrow gauge engines again, excluding Duncan, Freddy, Mighty Mac, Duke, and the other ones that didn't return. Now here's the next one. King of the Railway. Now this was the very first Arc Productions movie. And I also forgot to mention this is the last Nitro Studios movie. But this movie is way better than Blue Mountain Mystery. I know Blue Mountain Mystery is still a good movie, but this movie had lots of humor and new characters. Well, this movie was meant to have a lot of new characters, but I think they cancelled the script. Yeah. So, here's the front, and the spine, and the back. And here's the disc, which I really like the artwork on this DVD. I think it's very nice. So yeah, and it's nice to see Jack again. Sorry about that, guys. I just have a sore throat. Anyways, the next one is Tale of the Brave. Now, this is one of the greatest Thomas and Friends movies I ever seen. It's not the best, but it's still good to look at. I liked the new characters, but Reg was okay. Even though Reg never appeared much. And it was nice to see Oliver again, but Oliver never had any lines until season 18. Yeah. So, here's the front. And the spine. And the back. Yeah. The new characters are Gator, Marion, Timothy, and Reg. which I really like the back of it. It looks very cool and awesome and very nice. And here's the disc. Yeah. And here's the next one. And I know it's everybody's favorite, but in my opinion, it's not my favorite, but it's still a good movie. Thomas and Friends: The Adventure Begins. Now, this is one of those good Thomas and Friends movies that I know everybody loves and likes. Yep. Even though the movie's not that long, it's only on for about like 20 minutes. No, not 20. Like for 40 minutes. But it's still a good movie to look at. Yep. So here's the front, spine, and the back. So far I just have the Australian version, but I might get the UK version soon. Which Santa gave me a mistake. And yes, this is the only Thomas Friends movie I think I got off Santa. And here's the boring blue disc. When I get the other one, it'll probably be better. Yeah. And here's the next one, and it's, one of my favorites. Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Now, this is the best one so far. The Great Race is still good, but this one is really good. And this is also the first Thomas and Friends movie I saw in cinemas. I'm not joking. I'm still seeing Thomas and Friends movies in the cinema today. The latest one is Big World, Big Adventures. And if there is a 2019 Thomas and Friends movie, I'll see that in cinemas. I know some fans only saw this in cinemas, but I just saw it once. So, yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And you know why I love this movie? Is because these three, Rex, Mike, and Bert, they really brought them into the TV series, which everyone was very happy. And I wish they would bring Jock and Frank. Or maybe in future seasons they might have another miniature engine. And I really like Skiff and Ryan. They're good characters. But I don't like the villain, Sailor John. And I'm glad Sailor John got arrested at the end. And it was nice to see Donald, Douglas, Daisy, Oliver, Alfie, Max, and Monty again. Yeah. And the disc, which looks very nice. And here's the next one, and it's Thomas and Friends: The Great Race. Now this is my second favorite Thomas and Friends movie, because it has a lot of new characters like Ashima, Yong Bao, Rajiv, Shane, Vinny, Carlos, Gina, Frida, Raul, Etienne, and you name it. There's a lot more new characters, even though there's 13 new characters. Well, Flying Scotsman did appear in season 3, but he just made a cameo. So yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And there's all the new characters. Yeah. So yeah. And here's the disc. And there's a leaflet. And here's the final one. No, it's not the last Thomas and Friends movie. And here's the final one for this today, and it's Journey Beyond Sodor. Some fans may not like it. Well, I like it. I know fans don't like it because of the bouncing on the trains, trucks, coaches, buses, and so on. But I find it good nowadays. They're starting to use it in every episode in season 22 and half of it in season 21. Yes. Even though the trains didn't bounce that much, but Theo and Lexi were bouncing a lot in this movie. Until Big World Big Avengers, where the trains bounced a lot more. So, yeah. It's the front, the spine, and the back. For some reason, they don't have the new characters. Like, characters introduced Frankie, Hurricane Merlin, Theo, Lexi, and Beresford. They'll probably do in Big World Big Avengers, like meet new friends, including Nia and Ace. We'll have to wait and see. And there's the back with Lexi, Merlin, Theo, which they look very cool and very awesome. And the disc. And there's my ticket. Yeah. When I saw the movie. You can't really see it because it's a bit outdated. And there's the booklet inside. So that's all the Thomas and Friends movies I have on DVD. When I get Big World Big Avengers, I'll do it again next year. Yep. So, yeah. That's all for now. Stay tuned for some more videos coming up soon. And this is me signing off.